Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2 has dropped, so let's talk about it. This volume is giving us a lot more context and lore for this season. We get a much clearer look at what Vecna's plan is. In episode 5, Henry lets the kids know that he is going to save Earth in a very last-ditch resort, letting the kids know that there is a evil that is spreading throughout Hawkins, and he even compares it to the black thing that is in A Wrinkle of Time, the book that Holly's reading throughout this season. We actually learn what the Upside Down truly is as well. Throughout this time, we've been led to believe that the Upside Down is just an alternate dimension, but Dustin actually figures out in episode 5 that the Upside Down is actually a wormhole. It is a wormhole between Earth and Dimension X, which is the place that Henry got sent to by Eleven. This place, Dimension X, which we later learn will be referred to as the Abyss, is what Vecna wants to merge with Earth. Dustin calls it the Abyss as a nod to Dungeons and Dragons. But yeah, this adds a lot more lore to what we already know, because during season 4, when Eleven was fighting Henry in the lab, she actually sent him to this place called the Abyss. And obviously we know Dr. Brenner was trying to find Henry, and because every single time Eleven would venture out into this place trying to find where Henry was, this is what essentially created the Upside Down, essentially making this a bridge. So the wall that we assumed is where Vecna was hiding Holly, yeah, that's just nothing. If you go out there, that's death, as Dustin says. And this right here is actually keeping that intact. Dustin refers to this as exotic matter, which is what's keeping all of this together. It's a single source. This is where Nancy and Jonathan are at. Steve and Dustin are also here. Steve and Dustin also have a very brief fight, a very shocking turn of events, but they eventually rehash, and it is a very beautiful scene. They both tell each other what went wrong, obviously, with the whole situation with Eddie, but all seems good for now. Holly looks like she took a bit of a backseat during this volume, because right now her plot is with Elle, and he's trying to tell her that there's only really one way to end all this from happening, which I'll get to later. Episode 6, Escape from Camazotz, is the episode where Max and Holly are obviously escaping Camazotz, which we do get to see the return of Max, and yeah, she's fully back. Holly, though, unfortunately, she tries to escape for a little bit, but of course, she's currently being held as one of the 12 vessels with the other kids. She tries to escape, but of course, she doesn't end up going anywhere because Vecna catches up to her. It looks like the main crew will be waiting for Vecna to actually merge the Dimension X to Earth. And from that point is when they will attack and have Eleven obviously infiltrate Vecna's mind. This volume didn't have as much action scenes as it did for Volume 1, but it definitely gave us a lot more context, a lot more lore, and just explaining everything that we need to know. This volume had a lot more heartfelt moment between characters. Nancy and Jonathan were able to finally get together and talk to each other, and it looks like Jonathan did propose to Nancy in some sort of fashion. Steve and Dustin were also able to hash things out, and they looked like they were going to be fine. The ending of episode 7 had another big reveal as well, and that was Will finally coming out to not just one person, but the entire crew. And of course, everyone accepts him in the group, and also he lets Eleven know that he will be there to help her fight Vecna. It was a very nice moment, and it does look like Will and Mike aren't endgame because he realizes it's not for him, it's actually for himself. Overall, this volume was fine. Definitely felt a bit slow, but again, it's because they were trying to explain a lot more things, which is perfectly fine. This is just going to make the finale even more crazy, even more important, and potentially more scarier, because every single person has survived. I'm being honest, so I'm not really liking the character direction that Hopper is going through, along with Joyce. And now going back to what I said originally with Eleven and Kali, I'm not really liking what they're doing with Kali either. It was literally part of one of the most hated episodes of all time. And her current motive is to let Eleven know that she needs to vanish with her with the Upside Down. Again, reverting back to the plan that Steve made, where they're going to essentially wait for Vecna to bring in the two worlds. And when they do that, they're going to basically set a bomb up. That's where Eleven will strike Vecna, but they're going to blow up the Upside Down. The bridge that's connecting Earth to Abyss will be destroyed. So I really do hope that they change something for this finale, because I don't know, I'm not enjoying Kali's character run right now. Overall, I'll give this half of the volume a solid 7.9. It wasn't bad, but it could have been better. More Stranger Things content will be coming out leading up to the finale, but comment down below what your thoughts are for this volume.